Hello, everybody. We are live. We are live for another episode of The One Ring TTRPG, A Glimpse of Shadow. I'm your Lorekeeper, Mark/Mara, and I am joined by my good friends Kirsty, Rythian, and Zylus, who are all here. Hello.
Hiya.
We are here. Hello.
I'm just going to keep the pre-game chat in the episode this time, I think. Just as we let people get in, because I was a bit late. Normally,
for people,
normally I go
That's bold.
I go live a bit earlier, but I'm a bit sort of all over the place today. Mostly in part thanks to a certain Kickstarter that's going on right now. And if you aren't aware of it, I'm sure everybody in this chat right now absolutely is aware of it. But it's the LOTR Kickstarter.
Support it, chat.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm almost certain that every single person in this chat right now has already backed it. So I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure. But there should be a Kickstarter update going out very, very soon, and I was having to come up with some last-minute things for it. So it was a little bit of a panicked evening for me, trying to get this all set up, and then having Sam from Roll and Play be like, Can you give me all these details for this thing that I want to put in the update? I was like, oh god, okay. Yes. How are we, my friends? How are we today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Having a good day. Looking forward to Lord of the Rings.
To return to Eriador, the lands of Middle-earth. It's been quite a while. I've got a big recap to read out.
Oh, nice.
It's been a couple of weeks. I do apologize if you're watching this and you've been wondering where One Ring has been. I've been sort of off streaming for a couple of weeks because I've been having some personal life stuff going on. I did just upload. Episode 2 is now out on my YouTube. So if you've got people who are interested or you want to direct people to that, it is available. I haven't even bothered doing a thumbnail or anything for it. I just was just like, upload, go.
Just get it up there.
Just get it up and I'll sort it out later. So a big recap to like kind of catch you up on where everything is, and then just playing a cool chill game with my friends.
Before you went live, I just noticed how conditioned I am at this point, because you were like just mumbling to yourself, like, oh sure. And I was just in my mind, I immediately like,
sure. We're talking about Niles' character in Rythian's Pathfinder game, Freck. And oh goodness, what a character he is. Oh sure.
I cannot hear the word sure anymore without just hearing, oh sure.
Oh sure. It is, so those who don't know, Rythian runs an incredible Pathfinder game every Sunday. And I come home from High Rollers, I make my dinner, and then I listen in on their Pathfinder game. Like, that's my High Rollers on a Sunday. Is like I just sit there listening to their very private Pathfinder game.
And I'm not even part of that. But
and you still know the memes.
It transcended.
We do love Freck.
Sure.
We do love Freck.
We do love Freck.
And what is it? I'm Kirsty's character's tapeworm that lives in an eye patch. Yeah. And there's a lot of funny, very good things. It's a very good game. And I'll tell you now this. I'll tell you what you guys need to be doing. You need to be convincing this Rythian chap to GM on stream, because he's very good.
Oh, I see.
He's very, very good. And he should stream a game so I can be a player on a regular basis.
And so I could be a player on a regular basis.
Yeah, exactly. So
because Kirsty doesn't D&D or Pathfinder enough.
No, absolutely
not
not.
enough.
Only twice a week, 3 times with this Lord of the Rings.
I just need to very quickly step away. Tabs has made a mess.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Oh, Taboo, Mr. Dabs. But yeah, no, it's very good, and I'm not even joking, Rythian. Like, I genuinely, as somebody who has
Thank
been
you very much. That means a lot.
I've been GM'd by a lot of people, and I've watched a lot of GMs, and I tell you this. I watch Rythian's Pathfinder game on a Sunday, and I see how excited all of his players are throughout the whole week, and how much they talk about it, and how much they hype about what's going on. That is the sign of a good DM, everybody. Like, when your players are coming in just so jazzed to play, that, you know, you've got a good GM. So
I am very, very thankful for the enthusiasm of my players. It's very good. It helps a lot.
Kirsty has literally made a family tree and a murder board and is tracking everything.
And they are gradually getting cut down one by one.
Yeah. Kirsty
So
next.
there's that, but yes.
Kirsty guest on High Rolls. We've talked about it. I definitely want to get Kirsty in at some point to do some stuff because again, Kirsty's a fantastic player and a fantastic role player. And if Rythian and Zylus ever visited the UK, then it would be the same for them as well.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, Zylus, you're down every now and then, aren't you, for like Camp Yogs and Jingle Jams and stuff? So maybe we can get you down.
I'll be down again soon, TM, for Secret Project TM.
Hello.
Hello, you just missed us talking about how great you are. So
What?
yeah. Yeah. Talking about how great a player you are and how awesome Rythian's Pathfinder game is. Okay, let's jump into this game then. Let's jump into the One Ring. The road goes ever, ever on. Our company have arrived in Bree and were met by an elven scholar called Callan here, who had been sent to help them decipher the various letters and ledgers they had brought with them on behalf of one Master Bilbo Baggins of the Shire. As Callan here worked through these letters, the company investigated Bree and learned about various troubles that seemed to be going on around the town. They learned about a missing ranger and worries about a place called Nell's Hollow, which may be connected to the various goblin and wolf attacks that they had encountered on the road here. During all of this, dubious southerners attempted to ambush Callan here, and it was revealed that they were sent by their chief, a man named Ulrich Blackmane, and a strange figure called Raum Farseeker. The company then decided to set out to Amon Sul, also known as Weathertop, in search for the missing ranger Lorwyn, as well as possibly investigate Nell's Hollow. On the road at the base of the Great Plateau, they met a strange guard in an old ruin. The guard warned them that orcs and goblins had attacked and the girl was dying up above, then mysteriously vanished. Rushing up into Weathertop, they found a weak and dying Lorwyn surrounded by orc corpses. Huffer, aka Norandir, of the Dunedain, rushed to their aid and with healing herbs saved their life, learning that she'd been attacked by Garstag the War Beast, a terrible orc from the far mountains who is amassing a warband at Nell's Hollow. And I think that pretty much covers it, unless there is anything my dear heroes here think that I've forgotten and would like to add. But I believe that catches us up to the primary elements.
There was a mention of someone called Raum, who might have been someone that Ulrich Blackmane worked for.
Yes,
possibly?
or is connected to Raum Farseeker.
Yeah.
Farseeker, yeah.
Oh, and of course, one of the major things is the letters and ledgers had been deciphered, having belonged to Wendell Proudfoot.
We got a riddle.
Yes, and you got you discovered that there was a riddle rhyme hidden within these letters and ledgers that spoke. And thanks to, again, Narandir's sort of knowledge, you learnt that perhaps one of the ancient seeing stones, the Palantir, one of them was thought to have been destroyed long ago, but perhaps it was not. And perhaps this unassuming, plucky halfling, this Wendell Proudfoot, ancestor of Primula Proudfoot, had stolen it and hidden it back in the ruined, now ruined city of Fornost. But it may be that the great enemy, the great Eye, is seeking it. That was your sort of choice. You made the decision that you weren't going to go directly to Fornost, that you felt you had enough time to go and search for this ranger who might be able to give you some more information as well, and then go and travel to Nell's Hollow and see if you can do anything about the orcs and goblins who have been attacking the people of Bree from there as well. And that is, I believe, where we ended the session. You guys had traveled to Weathertop, you'd got the information from Lorwyn and basically promised to go and stop this evil in Nell's Hollow.
Yes.
And then just briefly, because it has been a couple of weeks, would you please all just do, starting with Rythian, just reintroduce your character and give us a little description of them, please.
Hello, I am Magnar, and I'm trying not to do too Scottish, but it's really hard for some reason. Magnar
I'm
is
the reason.
Yeah, it's mostly Primula's fault. Magnar is a proud, somewhat young dwarf who is out in the world looking to make a name for himself, to become a hero like his legendary father, Magni, who made a name for himself even before, but especially during the Battle of the Five Armies. He is easily what's the word I'm looking for? He happily reaches for his axe whenever there's a sign of trouble. He's very protective over young Primula, believing that he is his sacred charge in ways to protect her, and he is excited to go some adventurous tasks.
Yes, excellent. And then let us have Primula, dear sweet Primula.
Oh, hello everybody. My name is Primula Proudfoot. I'm Primula. I'm a hobbit. I am pretty new to this. I've more or less only just come of age. Just like me in real life, I'm a grown hobbit now. I'm 33.
No, well, you are a hobbit by adulthood, but you're not like a grown hobbit. You're not ready for adventures yet.
But,
No, you're like an 18-year-old hobbit. You know, like you can drink and drive,
That's
but you're not
enough.
really an adult, are you?
But yeah, I am on this my first adventure. And I don't need to be coddled by these two guys, these two dads.
Well,
just fine on my own.
You say that, young Primula, but you've been faced with some pretty scary things thus far, and it has left something of an impression. But yes, Primula, also being a descendant of this mysterious Wendell Proudfoot, seemingly friend of an ancient king, entrusted with this secret mission. Big revelations for you, as you know, this was just a long distant ancestor as far as you were aware. And in fact, it seems to be implied that perhaps it is only a child of the Shire who will be able to figure out where Wendell hid said seeing stone.
Yes.
But that is an adventure for another time. And then finally, Hoomst was previously only known by the name of Old Huffer, the Ranger of Bree. We have Zylus.
Yes, indeed. Hello, I'm playing Old Huffer. It came to pass that last week my name was revealed to actually be Narandir, son of Narandir. And yeah, I'm an old seasoned ranger that has seen quite a few too many bad things and has got some form of PTSD, and to cope with said revelations and such things that he's seen, he has not fallen for your classic trap of alcoholism, but he does enjoy old Toby a little bit too much.
He enjoys the halfling's leaf a bit too much. And has it addled his mind? Well, that remains to be seen. It certainly didn't addle him in our last adventure, where I think Old Huffer really proved himself to carry the blood of kings, rolling exceptionally well anytime he needed to. And that is where we pick back up today. Lorwen, the ranger girl, the young ranger that you had found at the top of Weatherhop, the Athalas herbs have managed to stave off the worst of the poisoning and replenish a little bit of her strength, but she's still very, very weakened. She will survive now thanks to your intervention, but needs time to rest and recover, and that is not a quick thing. That is going to take some time, and she has instructed you that is time you do not have, because these orcs are gathering in the mountains, the hills to the north, the Weather Hills, at a place called Nell's Hollow. And we are going to jump over to our journey map here. It is going to clog up the dice box a little bit, but that's fine. To reveal that you guys are over here at Weathertop. Here is your company symbol. And you have, it's been marked on your map where Nell's Hollow is. Chat, please don't reveal anything that you can see on my screen, because these guys can't. So just keep that in mind. And we've found ourselves there. Now, there is a quick rules clarification, because we are learning this system for the first time. And this system has these things called hope points. Like, you have hope as a resource. And previously, I'd been getting it wrong by giving you guys back 1 hope every time you took a rest. That is not the correct way of doing it. You get your hope back when you take a prolonged rest, like in a place like Bree. When you're taking a long period of time, you get a prolonged rest, you get your hope back. But when you're on the road, You don't get hope back. The only way to replenish your hope whilst you are adventuring is you have 3 fellowship points, which is shared amongst you all. You can at any point be like, we're going to spend a point of fellowship to give a point of hope to somebody, basically. So you've got 3 points that you can replenish. The other thing is if you have 0 hope and you take a rest out in the wilds, you will get 1 back, which is where I was getting confused. So you'll always have at least 1 hope every day, but I will remind you that you also have these things called shadow points. And if your hope is ever lower than your shadow points, you gain a condition called miserable to represent the oppressive weight of what you're trying to do, kind of bearing down on you. Very much like the moments in the movies where, you know, Sam and Frodo are really, really struggling with their journey in the ring and everything else. So something to keep in mind.
Retroactively removing hopes that have been received?
No, we're not going to do that.
Huffer has no hope.
Huffer has 6 of 10 hope left, and
Huffer should have less than 6 of 10.
But that's fine. He's gonna keep 6.
Okay.
Because you also Huffer currently. We'll do a little check in on where everybody is stat wise. So Huffer has 2 shadow points. Primula has 2 shadow points, and Magnar, sorry, has 2 shadow points as well, I believe. Indeed. So you've borne witness to some horrors, you know, finding Lorwyn up here surrounded by bodies and quite brutally injured the way that she was, caused a fair bit of shadow, and I think Huffer managed to avoid some of that, but then was confronted with the reminder that the great enemy is at work here in Eriador.
What's the great enemy?
The great enemy. So my question is to you guys: do you want to do anything before you set off on your next journey to Nell's Hollow?
I think I would want to make sure that Lorwyn is going to be okay. I think Magni generally will trust Huffer and herself that if she says she's fine, she's going to be fine. But this looked pretty bad, and as much as Magni wants to go off and fight the orcs at Nell's Hollow, he's a little worried that they're going to come back to give the good news and she'll be still dead. So,
interesting. Okay, let's bring up.
I just remembered. I gave up my pony or horse.
You did, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So you've kind of like given her the reins to the pony. The ponies are all down at the base of Weathertop, I imagine. You've not brought them up with you. They're like tied off to a tree at the base of it, right?
We were in a bit of a rush.
Yeah, and you can see that I believe it was it Huffer who did the healing on Lorwyn? I think it was. So Huffer is
I helped.
Yeah, and then you had that's right, and then Primula was helping. That was right. So you know she's been bandaged, and you can see that she has this weed like herb that's been stuffed into the sort of arrow wounds and things like that to help with the poison. But I think that this would maybe give me an insight roll, Magnar, I think, because I want to see how well you can sort of read her situation.
Probably not that. Well, let's see what the roll says first. But ultimately, like, this is not one of my strengths. I'm pretty sure.
Pretty good, but just underneath it.
Pretty good, but not quite enough. But I think, like, Magni is the type of person who will, like, at the very least, will ask. And if she seems to think she's okay, Magni will, like, yeah, okay.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
So you just can take it. So I also, just again, because it's fun to explain mechanics for people watching as well. So the way this game works is you have D12s called your feat die, as in F-E-A-T, not F-E-E-T. And you generally roll one of these die, these D12s, and then you roll a number of D6s equal to how many points in that skill that you have. And you're trying to beat a set number on each character. So, for example, Magnar's difficulty for insight is 16. He rolled an 8 and a 6, which would equal 14, so it's not enough, it's a failure. If you had succeeded because of that 6, every 6 counts as like an extra level of success, so you would have succeeded plus a bit more as well. But unfortunately, Magnar, you look at this this ranger, and she's kind of brushing you off like, no, please, Master Dwarf, I'm fine, I assure you. I'll be all right with Huffer's pony.
If you're sure.
Yes.
And off we go.
Perhaps I'll just rest. I'll rest here for a few more hours and get my strength back, and then I'll be on my way. But yeah, what about Primula and Huffer? What are you guys? Is there anything you're doing before you set off on a brand new journey?
I think Oh, you go first.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. Okay, I'll go first. I think Primula's been very much trying to help where she can. Like when Huffer did the healing, she was just sort of hovering around, like giving her a blanket and stuff like that. I don't know if we have any food going spare, but she might like try and cook Lauren up something. I think that would be her love language. I think she'd be like, okay, I can help by doing this, and she'll like prepare some food for her.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. So you are going to be cooking, right? So this is kind of putting something together. So I think what I would say for this is give me a craft roll. Not that you're not going to fail to cook the meal. Well, this is the thing, is like you're not going to fail at cooking it, right? But I like the idea that this is more to determine like how much of your own supplies do you waste, or like how much of your own food supply do you use up?
It's going to be an ale and stew situation, I think. Oh, okay.
But it's just one under.
It's a fail, but it was okay. It was pretty good.
It was okay. So yeah, I'm not going to punish you too harshly on that. You do use probably some of the foodstuffs and rations that Primula likes, because you think, oh yeah, sausages, and we'll get like some tomatoes. You kind of use all the fresh, nice stuff, not realizing that that's going to leave you things like hardtack and like hard cheese and like the things that it's like, actually, I kind of wish I'd saved some of these. Not enough to have any sort of detrimental effect, but definitely, and I think that like you use up quite a lot of your own supply. But it does seem it's definitely going to be a huge help for Law, and she's just like, thank you, that's very kind. Looking at this like massive pile of like sausages and like, and she's almost like, I don't know if I can eat this much, but okay. It's quite like heavy food. Oh, this is all quite fatty. Yes, yes. Please help yourself.
Magnar
you sort of
reaches for a sausage. It's okay if I.
yeah. So you kind of have this moment, but yeah, it is unfortunately, you've helped, but not in a significant enough way to make a massive impact. Probably because you and Magnar eat most of it. Yeah.
We're very much like, let's make sure the wounded one gets some food. Let's make it. Oh, that's good. I'll have a little of that.
That's delicious.
It's like 10%.
And then Magnar's like reaching in, like, oh, sausages, excellent. Yeah, need some strength for the road. Yeah, absolutely, perfect. So yeah, what about Huffer? What's Huffer doing while all of this is going on?
I think Huffer is kind of panicking because he's just had this big rush of adrenaline where he kind of felt like his old self again, where, he saw this person that he knew in need. He got confronted with a lot of information about his past. He's also being confronted with information about the stuff that caused him all this stress to begin with. So I think you know what Huffer is about to do.
Oh, yes. So
he's grabbing for old Toby.
Is this like he goes and finds like a little bit away, maybe sits on the wall of Amonsul of Weathertop and looks out onto sort of where you're headed, and you bring out the pipe and light it up and
light it up and try to calm the nerves for a bit and just try not to freak out, or at least not try not to like I'm freaking out, but I'm trying not to be too visibly shaken so that the others
and also calm yourself down a little bit, right? Like that the pipeweed will help calm you down, right? This is going to sound like a weird one, but because I'd like to kind of start everything off with a couple of dice rolls. Give me an insight roll. You're sort of insighting yourself here. But I know that pipeweed is.
Am I doing this because I'm addicted, or am I doing this because it literally makes me feel better?
I think that this is also like insight is kind of the skill associated with pipeweed, so I kind of wanted to do that. Oh, I mean, this is a fantastic. Well, saying that, it's still a failure, unfortunately.
The Eye of Sauron.
Yeah, well, luckily he gets to ignore that because he did roll an 8, so because it's a favored skill, he gets to roll twice and take the highest. But those 2d6s only getting a 2 and a 1, and you did have to try and beat a 16 here. So I think that you burn through a lot of the pipeweed, and it's not helping. In fact, it's maybe making you feel a little bit more on edge. As you're kind of almost seeing your little tobacco pouches getting quite low. You weren't able to secure that much from the prancing pony, and you've just had a lot of it, and you still feel very anxious, very agitated. And I think looking out, I think it's because you're staring out onto these weathered hills and you can see the great stretch of the lands that were once Angmar, and it begins to remind you of like, yeah, you know, I'm going back into it, and I'm going to be confronted with this thing that I don't want to be confronted about.
Yeah.
But nothing, no super negative effects. I just, not at least yet. I have made a note of these failures, but, you know, we'll see if they come up.
I've made a note.
I've made a note.
Don't put it in my record, please.
Weird seeing him munching on this food, and Huffer's like staring into the distance. I think Primula's like, Huffer, don't you want some breakfast?
I think I'm so absorbed in my like own like just stretch that I don't hear it, and I just keep staring.
Oi, Huffer.
So what's the point that Huffer does turn around? Is this like when Magnar like comes up and shakes him, or is this like?
I think he's so absorbed that he literally needs like a physical push in a sense, you know. To
I sort of walk over there and it's like, "You all right, man?"
Yeah. I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
Well, we need to get going soon. So
yes, sounds good.
Yeah. And with that, you finish up this basic simple meal. It is still quite early in the morning. You know, you begin to pack away. You kind of wash your pots and pans, and you kind of pack them away in your little kit.
You wash your pans.
Wash your pans. Listen, you can't. You got to wash your pans. Pans. You should wash your pants as well, but pans is important.
Then they'll be de-seasoned.
Yeah. And then I think at that point, Lorwyn will just say, like, please go on. I'll take a little bit moment to rest a little while longer and have some water, and then I'll make my way down. But you should get going as quickly as possible.
Well, at least you had some food. So,
yes. I feel much better. Thank you all. I feel good. I feel much better. But
don't you worry yourself. We'll go deal with Nell's Hollow. Don't you worry.
Just be careful. There was a lot of them, and there are more out in the hills. And this war beast, the one that they spoke of, they sounded quite formidable. Watch yourselves. And they have some sort of, whether they've been gathering up the local wolves or calling them to their side, I don't know. But there is a darkness out there that is calling to these beasts, and it binds them to the orcs and the goblins there.
Don't like the sound of that.
Yes. Be cautious. Be cautious. But I wish you farewell and fair travels, my friends. And thank you once again, Narandir. I would have perished were not for you.
I just kind of huff like.
Gather, sling your shoulder pack, and then start making your way down.
I try to look cool,
yeah,
but like deep down, I am just a fucking mess.
Yeah, we may be like, I like the idea that like everybody else sees you do this, like you sling your shoulder, and then you make your way down. But then if this was the movie, right, like we kind of almost get a close up on your hand, and it's kind of like your hand is like trembling as it's holding the sword and stuff. That's really cool. I love that.
Yeah, because I think Magnar is been pretty impressed by Huffer so far, and
it makes sense as well because Huffer's the one.
It's like these rangers, they're as good as they say, you know, that sort of thing, right? Even this old one.
The blood of kings runs through his veins, Magnar. But it also makes a lot of sense that Huffer is the one with the least hope right now, and this is how he's feeling, right? So with that, you make your way, you begin to descend from the top of Weathertop, Amon Sul, once a watchtower over these great lands, and in fact, once one of the places that housed one of the old Seeking Stones, but long ago it was taken to Fornost and then eventually carried away. And this is, my friends, where we're going to begin a brand new journey. I'm going to create you a brand new journey log. This is to Nell's Hollow.
I remember last time, I think we decided we were going to have Magnar still leading this journey, but we were going to change rules up a bit for the next one.
Yeah, I think the plan was the path in Nell's Hollow makes sense to go with Magnar, and then once we're going to the Rangers, to the Oath or whatever his name was.
So this should appear in your items if you click on the items tab on Foundry.
Yes, indeed.
And we can now add. It's alt click. I need to remember that. As you will need to decide on your roles for these journey rules. And also you can do that on the company sheet as well if you would like to swap it all around. Both of these things do, but just to kind of keep track of it. And yes. Luckily, thanks to your ponies, you didn't really gain any fatigue from the journey to Weathertop itself. But don't forget that going forward, Huffer will not have his pony and won't gain that benefit.
Yeah. So I think I was going both guide and hunter. So then we'll have...
So you were guide and hunter on the way here, yes.
Yeah.
I think I was scout.
I believe you were lookout and
previously.
Am I the scout generally?
It's up to you guys.
Scout was
explorer.
Sorry,
which one was for the roll checks?
For the
Scout was awareness and Scout was explore.
Exactly.
Is it okay if I'm a lookout this time?
Yeah, you can swap it up for sure.
I think Huffer is better than Primula in both of the skills, but I'm better at awareness, so...
Okay. So I believe that Huffer is going to be the guide on this one, because he's going to be the one who makes the actual travel roll. Because that's been...
Oh, no, that's Magnar for this one. It's the one after this.
After this one. Sorry, my apologies. Okay, so you want to swap Primula and Huffer around, basically.
That's fine.
Okay.
So Primula...
Pick...
Primula Scout.
Lookout?
Primula for lookout.
For awareness? Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. Okay.
And alas, you have not yet had any downtime to learn any songs to benefit you on your journey. But yeah, so let me bring up because I'm still learning these rules as well. Let me bring up my journey rules just to remind myself. I believe it begins with a travel roll from... Oh, in fact, actually, no. My apologies, Zylus, you need to draw the line of the journey that you're going to take.
Well, I am.
Rythian being the guide. Sorry, I keep thinking that Huffer is taking over, but so Rythian.
Yeah, not yet, but soon.
So you need to draw the line. Yes. And I will remind you, I'm going to kind of move your token out of the way here.
Yes.
You have to come down Weathertop. You can't just immediately go up into like the square above. You have to go to one of the hexes on the sides.
So we can't go like...
So basically go back down to the cross.
We have to go down first.
No, you can do that. You can do that line that you've drawn there, actually. Yeah, you can do that. Because I think that there's probably like multiple ways down.
Yeah. I think just to make it clear where we're going, then I will go here, follow this, and then this, I think is the plan.
We're taking
we're following basically along the edge of the mountains. Not quite climb up, or hills really is what they are. So not quite up to the hills, but sort of on the downside. But yeah, those X's basically.
Yes. Now I will inform you guys.
Mostly because I wanted to avoid the marshes. I figured maybe
Midgewater marshes. Generally, you have in fact you had even been told that they are quite a dangerous place to travel to. Now, one thing noting here is you are no longer traveling on a nice, clean, open road. And that has a couple of effects. One, that is going to increase the travel time itself, so it takes extra time to travel through hills and not along roads. But also, this is where, depending on the types of land that you guys are in, which you guys don't get to know, this is something that only I see in the book itself, is certain parts of Middle-earth are more dangerous than others, and some places are known as dark lands. And I'm afraid to say that the Weather Hills is such a place. So when you roll your event... when we roll for the event, I will roll twice, and I will take the worst result. So we gotta hope. You gotta hope for a good travel roll here, because then that means you have less events on the journey. Now this journey is only going to be a shorter distance, but let's see what happens. So could I please have a travel roll from Magnar?
All right. Here we go. This is the big one, but I'm supposed to be good at this. So here we go. I will not... Well, maybe I should spend a hope on this one, because I can probably afford one to try to make sure this is a good one. Yeah, I will spend one hope to make sure that we get as good as possible travel roll on this. Here we go.
Looks pretty good to me.
That is a success. Very high result, but no additional sixes, so no additional successes on this one. Excellent. So, in fact, the company will make its way 1, 2, 3, and just before you arrive at Nell's Hollow and now if you'd rolled an extra 6, you would have actually got to Nell's Hollow without triggering any travel events.
Oh, wow.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, exactly. You got to hope with that extra hope. You're going to get those 6s. But now we will roll to see what sort of event we are looking at. And first things first, is this on the Journey Basic? I need to determine who will deal with the event. So I think I roll this first. And I am going to be rolling twice and taking the worst result. So this is a mishap. And can somebody... In fact, actually, I think I can do it. I'm going to roll... where is my manual dice roll? And I just need to roll a d6 to see whom this is going to be affected by. 1 to 2 is the scout, 3 to 4 is the lookout, and 5 to 6 is the hunter. It is a 1. So who is the scout? Is that Narandir, I think? It's Huffer on this one.
Tis moi.
Excellent. So what do we get?
Good. He's
here?
good at rolls. He's good at rolls.
He's good at rolls.
No,
He
don't
rolls
say
so
that.
many 6s.
Here come the 6s.
And he has so much
Nice.
hope to use.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So...
I rolled too well last time.
So, as you are traveling, as you are making your way through these hills, these are mostly sort of scrubland hills, but there are patches where there are deep valleys, and as you begin making your way up through the mountains, you eventually come across a very small kind of stream river, not enough to be marked on any map, but it's flowing down towards where you believe Nell's Hollow to be, and you begin following that, and as you do, you find yourselves in a sort of deep valleyed gulch, but somehow, perhaps it is through ill fate, through ill weather, a number of great oak trees have fallen and collapsed in and have blocked your path forward as you have an obstructed path. I would like an awareness roll from Huffer, please.
Wait, I thought awareness was the other one.
So
This is
no,
obstruction specific.
This is
yes,
specifically
because I'm using
for
I'm using a special table where I generate like more
awareness.
interesting ones. I
Awareness is
determine
my
what you
specialty.
want. Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
You'll
I've got
this.
these extra like rollable tables. We could just make it the standard scout one.
No.
No.
It's good.
He's good at awareness.
I mean,
very successful.
this guy.
and
with
once
his
again,
sixes. This guy
There's the
with his
6s,
sixes.
baby.
and once again, we find ourselves in the presence of a Dunedain of the North. You not
The
only
six roller.
your keen eyesight, in fact, actually, yeah, Zylus, like so this is, you succeeded, you found like a way around this like this blocked ravine gulch that you've been sort of following. What do you think, like how does Huffer resolve this problem? Like how does he use his awareness to resolve this?
I think like Huffer has been scouting these lands for years at this point. He's basically seen every little part of this. He's had to do little odd jobs everywhere. And he just knows all the like little shortcuts and like areas where he can skip this particular barrier. It's like, I remember from years ago. I seem to remember if we go, yes, right over here. There's another path.
And this is like a proper ranger's hidden path that you find. Like it's almost camouflaged in the ravine, in the gully. It looks like there are several rocks that have rolled down and blocked the way. But Huffer sort of leads you through, and there is this like tiny crack that then sort of begins to wind its way up to the top of the ravine. And this would be so difficult to spot were it not for such a seasoned traveler with you. You lead the ponies up there as well, the 2 ponies that you have. I also realized we didn't put their names down. I believe that we did have some names for the ponies last time.
Rest in peace, Toby.
Toby was the one that we left behind, so it's Iron Hoof and George.
George.
Yes.
Hang on.
Oh, you put them in. You put them in. It's your travel.
Does it matter which
Iron Hoof,
one they're
George,
on?
and Toby.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one.
Iron Hoof.
Ironhoof and George. So you lead them through. This process, even finding this shortcut, is wearying, right? Like, you've made your way down, your path is blocked, you're now going to have to circumnavigate yourselves around. But thanks to Huffer's keen eyesight, you've saved yourself, Huffer. You've saved yourself some extra fatigue and travel, having to try and clear this path. And so you guys managed to make your way around it. Technically, I do require one more travel roll, but you will arrive there. This is mainly to see if you roll an Eye of Sauron.
Let's hope we
Magnar.
don't. Here we go. No hope this one. This one,
No,
we're gonna have
you're going to arrive at Nell's Hollow
in Gandalf.
regardless.
You'll
Here we go.
be fine.
Don't make me say it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Oof.
I was about to say that's a yikes from me, dog. But like,
Yeah, you
I
almost
got
said
a
it.
6-2.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to take because Zylus got 2 additional successes on the previous one,
Yes.
right? And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of combine that with your extra success, Rythian. And I'm going to give you guys, you can choose what time of day, like when you arrive at Nell's Hollow in terms of hour of the day, but also you are going to be arriving via a hidden path, a ranger's path, basically, which will give you some a benefit that is to be revealed. But what sort of time of day? What time of day do you think you would like to arrive at?
So I have enemy lore orcs, right?
We're almost certainly going to be fighting here, right? So
I expect so. So what I'm curious is, from my knowledge of fighting orcs and stuff, from my enemy lore orcs, am I aware of, like, are they... They're obviously creatures of the night in terms of they are bad guys, but is it more likely they'll just be sleeping and we might actually catch them unawares? Or are they more likely to just not enjoy being out in the shining sun? Do I get a feeling like one of those would be more beneficial than the other?
Almost, yeah, absolutely you do. This is your specialty. This is your special trait that you have being the warrior that you are. Yes, you know that orcs and goblins detest sunlight. They can go out in it. They're not stone trolls. They can go out in light, but they hate it. So it is much more likely for them to be sleeping during the day, probably somewhere secluded, in caves or in, hovels or like somewhere protected from the sun during the day. And then they're going to be a lot more active sort of from dusk onwards.
Then I think we will do our best to arrive when the sun is in the highest state it can possibly be, to try to
noon, basically. You're arriving at high noon.
Pretty much at noon if we can.
Perfect.
With possibilities then at some point if we can try to pull them out to fight in the sunlight. We might not be able to, but that's something as an option at least.
Yeah. A little rules clarification that I'm going to do for myself to remember the rules, but also for those watching at home. Because we were in hard terrain here, so even regardless of whether it's a Darklands or not, because you guys are in hard terrain, that awareness roll you would have made, Zylus, would have lost 1d6 from it. Now, you would have succeeded anyway, I think, based on your rolls. But just as a reference, if you're in hard terrain and you make an event roll like that, you lose a d6 from it, basically.
Okay.
It makes it harder.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, you have arrived at your destination, which means we now resolve the journey. And the first thing that we do is for the fatigue. And I've got a bunch of rules. This is if I knew these rules off by heart, I would know them a lot better. Right? Journey, event resolution, journey ends, journey sequence. I think that's it. Excellent. Yes, ending the journey. So everybody can make a travel roll to see if they can reduce their fatigue that they gained. Because of that event, you did gain 2 fatigue each.
Okay.
Gandalf plus 2 6s.
Okay.
I'm the new
plus
six
2
shooter.
6s. Plus 2
Very
6s.
bad.
That's very good. Oh,
I
poor
rolled a
Primula.
4. I'm not good at traveling.
Oh no.
And
That's why
what
I'm here.
did Huffer get as well?
Just stay in the Shire.
Still a failure.
Okay, well, the failure doesn't help. So those of you who failed, you're going to gain 2 fatigue. Primula, you can reduce that by 1 because you've got George, who's been helping you along. But unfortunately, Huffer, you don't have a pony anymore, so that's 2 fatigue for you. Now, for Magnar, normally when you make a successful travel roll, you get to reduce your fatigue by 1, plus 1 for each additional 6 rolled. So you don't take any fatigue from this.
I think Magnar is filled with like adrenaline and excitement. Like
he just wants to go.
I'm gonna get to like properly get to prove myself as a hero now, you know?
Yeah.
This is big. This is like ranger level big, you know? So here we go.
I'm going to grab a drink real quick.
Absolutely, no problem. So this has taken you about 6 days to go from Weathertop to Nell's Hollow. The actual full journey. I got to put my book down.
Has the fatigue been added to the sheet, or should I add it?
If you can add it to your character sheet, it shouldn't do it
right now, right?
I will reduce mine to
so Magnar doesn't have it. No. Oh, so on the journey log.
The journey log. Yeah.
So we're done with this now because you've completed it. Okay. So I think let's leave the travel fatigue on there because those who took it. So like you can put yourself to 1, for example, Primula.
Where does it live? Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on your actual character sheet, if you can just mark your fatigue, and then that should affect like your load and carrying capacity and everything else as well.
I did already have 1 fatigue marked down. Would that have gone away at any point from last session?
I think that would have gone away because you rested in Bree. So yes, that would have gone away.
So I have 1
You
now.
can just have that one. You can just leave that. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, perfect. So with Magnar leading the way, and Magnar, you plan for this, right? Like as you're making that final, after Huffer leads you out of the gulch, and you know that you're closing in on Nell's Hollow thanks to the map, the marks on your map that you had made in Bree, you begin to sort of slow the part. I think it would be a case of you probably get the party to speed up. Actually, you're like, right, I want to get there for midday.
If we push a bit,
we will have the advantage.
Noon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like in the morning, it is a cold and quick breakfast, Primula, I'm afraid to say. There is no time to like brush down George.
I maybe push Huffer a little extra, which is why he gets the fatigue. But it's like, it's worth it. It's worth it. I promise.
I think Primula as well. She doesn't know anything about all. She'd be like, why are we attacking in the day? Surely we should do it under cover of darkness.
Yeah, absolutely. You can.
These creatures. These creatures are creatures of the night. During the night, they'd be strongest. They'd be in their element, but against the harsh light of the glorious sun, these dark beings would shy away and be frightened of us more than they would otherwise. So this is the time. This is when we strike.
I suppose that makes sense.
Excellent. You cut across, keeping the mountains, well, not mountains, but sort of hills and, jagged, sharp hills to your, kind of keeping them to your northeast as you begin to kind of wind your way down and make your way down. And I believe I can now bring you over to a little map of Nell's Hollow and mark you by. Can you guys see this?
Not yet. It says we don't have a token on the screen.
Stupid lighting. I forget this every time that it defaults to being like, no, darkness.
Yeah. Now we see.
Yeah. Now I could probably have done a fog of war here and kind of given you vision, but I'm just gonna. You're arriving in the daylight. I'm just gonna make it so you can see. You come in following much closer to the sort of mountainside, and following this ancient ranger's path. And as you begin to arrive, you are making your way through thick, dense woodland, full of thorny, rough scrubland and torn, jagged, trees and oaks and things like that. This is not an easy pathway. This has been forged long ago by the rangers and by the people of, the soldiers of Weathertop and things like that. So it is not the easiest path to take. As you guys arrive, what are you all doing as you are beginning to make your way down into Nell's Hollow? So this isn't journey rules or anything. We're kind of going into a more traditional, like D&D Pathfinder style, like you guys are now just exploring a sort of area. So if there's anything you'd like to do, if you have an idea of something that you think your character would be doing, absolutely just narrate it and tell me what you guys would like to do.
Magnar is sort of aware that he's not the stealthiest guy, and as of right now, we haven't seen the orcs or goblins or anyone. So he's probably taking a couple of step backs and letting the either naturally stealthier halfling or the more trained ranger take the lead on this one. So he's there, weapon, like, axe and shield at the ready, ready to like bash some skulls, but holding on and like trying not to make too much sound.
Okay, sure.
I think Huffer would take the lead, but Huffer is doing that for two reasons. One, he feels like he has to in this scenario because of just the way that he knows these lands, and he knows what's possibly hiding for us in there. But secondly, if he's in the front, the others can't see his face, and he is shitting it. he is on
it's like a real
alert.
grimace, like, so yeah. And are you high alert, like you're like watching the tree line and sort of scanning
I'm
around for everything? Nice.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then what is Primula doing?
I feel like Primula's taking a little bit more of a relaxed approach, but not that it's particularly relaxing right now, but I imagine, like, when you're in a car ride and you don't know exactly where you're going, you've not been there before, and it takes ages, it feels like it takes ages to get there, and it's like, are we actually there yet? I feel like we're walking down the road and she's just sort of looking at the scenery and looking around and being like, this place is new, like, oh, that's a different kind of tree that we have from home, and stuff like that. Just looking at different things, like not really realizing we're quite there yet, you know what I mean? So she's just sort of taking it in, and at the same time she's like scanning the surroundings, but not like there might be an orc in that tree. It's more like, oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
No, that works really well, I think, because you and Huffer are kind of doing the same thing, but in sort of different ways, and that's going to be really good representation of two different skill rolls we're going to make in a moment here.
Okay.
Because Primula, for you, like, these are lands you've never even been to. Like, you've not been outside of the Shire here. The trees here, they're not like the Shire trees. They're not even like the trees of the old forest that the Tooks warn you away from. The trees here, there's blood. There's blood in the soil here.
Oh, no.
This is a place you it's uncomfortable, it's cold, and the trees have sort of drunk that from the soil. This is a place that has gathered darkness in the past, and the trees here, the branches are long and spindly and twisted, and the leaves and the greenery is jagged and thorny. This is not welcoming meadows. This is something far darker. So could I have from Huffer, I would like an awareness roll, and from Primula, this would be a scan roll.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm not bad at that. Okay.
A success.
Oh, I didn't roll very well though.
Oh, close. Not quite enough, but not close. You're just distracted, Primula. Maybe it's the fear.
I think she's a bit unsettled by that. Like you say, like I think moving into this area, realizing it's just a bit like, this is not. This is a bit different and not in a good way.
You're kind of not seeing the details, right? You're kind of seeing the woods, not the trees here. You're kind of just being overwhelmed by everything. Huffer, you have as you are beginning to make your way through this path, you, with your sort of ranger senses, you are aware that creatures have passed through, maybe not this trail, but have been active in this area. You smell foul wolf droppings. You can smell the stench of like orc sweat that's been brushed up on some of the tighter passes and things like that. They're active here. Maybe not right now, but they have traveled through this area in the last day or two. Probably just before you guys arrived, they passed through this area, and you hear, or maybe it's not necessarily you hear, but you can smell like day-old campfire smoke. So a fire that was put out in the early hours of the morning. You can still almost smell the smoke on the air. Again, you're a Dunedain, you're a ranger, you have quite heightened senses.
I think I would just stop still in my tracks. I would raise my fist, and I would just like turn around and just say, "We're near."
And as you do that, you arrive at a fork in the road, a fork in the trail, really. It's not a road at all. To the one side, it seems to lead deeper into the hills and more forest. And again, the trail, that is not a ranger trail. That is an animal trail. It is dense. It is tight. It looks particularly dangerous, heading up into the hills and valleys. It's very hard to see where you're going, where you're putting your foot. Like it is dense foliage that way. That is to the right. And to the left, the trail actually opens up, and you can see ahead of you that it leads into a clearing, and you think you can see the remnants of some sort of like camp, and there is a particularly massive dead tree in the middle of this clearing, and then there's a kind of scattering of scrubland and trees all around it, and sort of around where this big giant dead tree in the middle is, you're seeing this at quite a distance, not enough to pick out any details, but you think you can see sort of like the sort of ring of stones that might be around like a pit fire or something like that. You would also probably notice and be able to see above the tree line, and you can see it on the map there, that there is this old ruined tower which sits at the sort of fork of the river, and you can see that sort of peeking out above the trees that you're currently sort of making your way through. You don't really see much. Again, it's at a far distance. You would probably need to like make a roll to like examine it closer, but you can just see the tip of the tower poking out.
Okay.
Is that
hand
where
it
we're
to
going?
Yeah, I think so. We're definitely near Nell's Hollow. I can sense that the enemy is nearby.
Get your weapons at the ready. They could be anywhere. This bright a day, I don't think they'll be awake. But who knows? Maybe there's one scout, a little straggler. So keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Huffer's like sees what you just described about the top of the tower, but I think he's just a little bit too out of his element currently to really, consider thinking about that too much.
Yeah, this weighs heavily on you, Huffer. Being in these lands alone, you know, and you can almost sense it here, right? You can almost feel that battles and blood has been spilt here, in your lifetime, certainly.
Yeah.
So what would you guys like to do?
I think Magnar would still hang back and like let them take a look, but it's clear from his sort of like how he's almost antsy, like he wants to move forward and get closer. Like it's like his adrenaline is high and he wants to really get a move on, but he's keeping enough like calm and respect for the others that he's not like gonna rush in. He's not gonna
push ahead, basically.
No,
is Magnar indicating sort of like, does he just want to go straight through this clearing, or like is he looking more towards
I think he's like, we should see what's in the, we could see what's in the clearing. There might be something there, or maybe some clue, unless we want to, because we're gonna have to cross the bridge anyway to get to the little tower. So
I think Huffer just needs a moment. Like he's just standing there. He needs to collect his thoughts. He needs to just get a grip on himself before he really wants to make a decision.
I think while Huffer's like disassociating, like, there's probably just a back and forth between Primula and Magnar. Like,
yeah,
Magnar's
I think I'm very much in my own head, exactly. Like for a moment.
And Primula's like, what? Down by that great dead tree.
Yeah. That'll be where they are. Maybe they've left something, some clue, some trace of them. More information to where we might go, where we could find them.
Or they're waiting for an ambush.
No, not this early in the day. They won't be here. It's great and open. There'll be nowhere for them to really hide.
I should make it very clear. There is like tree line and like wood, scrubland, and hills around the clearing.
So there's a little bit of
there is absolutely like places that goblins and orcs could be in hiding in those places.
Okay, fair enough.
Like and you can see. I would say that Magnar, being a pretty skilled warrior yourself, that tower will have a great view of that clearing as well. You can probably determine that. You can look at that, see where that top of that tower is, look ahead to where the clearing is, and be like, okay, yeah, they'll have really that tower would have a really good line of sight to the clearing. Likewise, that tower has been built because again, you're a warrior, you're a dwarf, you know how to build fortifications, right?
Absolutely.
It's crudely made human Breelander tower, but it's clearly been built at the fork of the river, so it has a very, very clear view on either approach to ahead. The mountains ahead, and it does look like there is a trail.
I think Magnar looking at it will go like, that's the obvious perfect place for a watchtower. Absolutely, like that's perfect. So it makes total sense. I think Magnar is like, well, we don't exactly have a lot of options. We can't exactly cross the river without going on the bridge, so we're going to get seen regardless anyway. And at that point, we have to hope that they're not currently awake.
Huffer is still just like kind of like
holding back,
super deep in thought. Like he's just trying to compose himself.
I think Primula would go up to him and be like, "What do you think, Mr. Huffer?"
Like, do you give him like just like in the Wertop? Like, do you like snap? Like, try to like touch me, snap me out of it?
Yeah, it's probably like touch your arm. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Are you with us?
What was that, Master Dwarf? Could you repeat?
Well, we don't have a lot of options the way I see it. The path down goes via the clearing. It's not. I don't think it's wise to try to cross the river without walking the bridge. And the clearing might have clues, might have traces to where they might be. I think we're somewhat safe. I doubt they'll be sitting up for an ambush this early in the day. That's the benefit of getting here as the sun is high in the sky.
Yes. An ambush is unlikely. I do think we need to keep an eye out, because there might be sleeping goblins and orcs around.
And
I think, like, at this point...
easier to kill.
Yeah, I think at this point, like, he's kind of just, like, allowing himself to follow, like, Magnar's lead for a second.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think Magnar is particularly insightful and can read Huffer necessarily, so he does not probably clock the fact that he's. So I think he's just like, the ranger seems with me, and I don't think Magnar really notices the as much of the hesitation, perhaps. So he sort of takes that as like, cool, okay, the ranger's on board. Yeah, let's go. Sure. And I think. Not quite run out in the middle of the open and wave, but like the clearing has information there.
Well, the other thing I was going to say, the other thing I was going to say is you and Huffer, very difficult to like move out into that clearing without being seen, right?
That's what I was about to suggest.
However, a little hobbit could probably make her way along the perimeter and use the scrubland and things like that.
Magnar would not be happy about that.
Well,
I didn't think you would be.
But perhaps the little halfling could disappear whilst the conversation is happening. It's up to you. But yeah, that's all I would say is it would be a lot easier for a hobbit to stealth in and scope out the clearing without being spotted by anybody potentially there or like watching it, whereas I think for Magnar and Huffer you could attempt to, but your stealth is going to be heavily disadvantaged on that.
If she snuck away while they were chatting,
Magnar would never suggest it himself, and if Primula were to suggest it, he would protest,
try and shut down. But if she just does it,
which is why she would probably just do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you think Primula notices the state Huffer then?
I think she realizes that something's up. Yeah, I think the thing is, I think she's sort of relying on the pair of you, so it's like he's probably fine, but also he's not very fine.
Sneaking in, yeah. I love it. So
but
what would you guys like to do?
Yeah, while the pair of them are talking, like Magnar's checking on Huffer, I think Primula would just be like, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna scope it out.
So I would love for you to do a stealth roll for me, Primula, but I'm gonna give you an extra bonus d6 because you've taken the ranger's trail leading here, which is nobody's expecting anybody to come that way, so you do gain a bonus d6.
I didn't add the bonus. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
I thought if I clicked it, it would pop up. But it didn't.
What I'll do is I will do a manual d6 roll for you, and we can just add that if that's okay. So we can see.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Okay,
Oh,
so
an extra one,
adds an
lovely.
extra 1, but you still got a great success.
Yeah.
So you got an extra 6 in there. So you sneak forwards, Primula, disappearing from sight. Magnar and Huffer, you're sort of talking, and then Magnar, you look around, and Primula is not there. She's already snuck off. But before you get a chance to react,
That's what it, Primula. Look, and Magnar is worried. Like immediately worries. Like, what happened? Did they sneak up? They can't have, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think Hobbit just under his breath. Huffer under his breath just mutters, "Hobbits."
So we follow Primula, who's crept off, and you've sort of making your way around the outskirts of this clearing to a point where you can sort of jump in. There's like a few little rocky bits here and there, enough for you to hide behind, but not enough for really anybody else. And you don't seem to draw any attention to yourself. And what you find is the first thing that you notice is the fire is old. It's not lit or anything like that. It was probably put out late last night. And there are scatterings of things all around this very quite disgusting ramshackle camp. There's these dirty canvas sort of dirty wolf pelts that have been laid out, and they stink and they're foul, and they've been sort of laid around. But there are also quite fine, wooden chests that have been opened, and you can see linens and curtains and blankets that have been pulled out and sort of rummaged through. There is, mead cracked open ale barrels that have been completely drained, but they are clearly not, orc barrels or anything like that. They almost look like the belongings of farmers who have been ransacked. There's a half broken wagon that's been like smashed up a little bit, but has clearly been used to drag various supplies here. That's what you see at a glimpse anyway. This is without any further additional rolls. And then the other thing that immediately draws your attention, and I'm going to need another roll from you in a moment, is because as you get closer to that nasty looking big tree, you can see that it has been quite gruesomely decorated. Things like, animal skulls, but also bones that don't look like animals have been sort of strung up in it. It's splashed with not red paint, but blood. And the symbols that have been drawn on it, there's something about these symbols and the words that you can see painted that just unsettle you to your core. And this is going to be a shadow roll, I'm afraid, as you draw upon all of these. And I've got to remind myself what the things are for shadow.
Yeah. How do I do a shadow roll?
It is so there are certain skills that you just roll basically, and it is, so this is going to be a dread, or is this dread, or is this more sorcery? That's a great question for me. No, I don't think that this is sorcery or greed. This is going to be dread. So I need you to make a valor roll for me, please.
Oh my goodness. How do I do that?
So on your character sheet, you have Valor, which is one of your skills, and that is what you roll. So in your case, it is if you click if you click on Valor, I believe you can make a roll for it, and at the moment it will just be 1 extra d6. So this is, if you'd like to spend hope, you can, and if you think don't forget as well, you have your traits. So for yours, your distinctive features, eager, keen-eyed, obviously. So if there was a way that you could try and make, those work, I don't think they're going to work in this case.
I don't think so.
You could make a case so that you would get 2 d6 instead of 1 bonus d6 for your hope, but I don't think you would.
So eager to learn more.
I'm so eager to learn about this horrible tree.
Yeah.
I'll use a hope point.
Okay, perfect. So give me that roll for Valor, please. Oh, it's not very good.
It's not good.
It's not good. I'm afraid to say that is going to be 2 more shadow points as you see this gruesome orc work.
Yikes.
Yes, because I think it is that clear knowledge that it is not just animal bones.
Yes.
It is very clearly human bones. And the fire, you're now looking into the campfire, and you can see like charred bone and things like that in that. And
any hobbit bones?
No.
I imagine that there could, because there are hobbits that live around the lands of Bree, and these orcs have been troubling farmers and the people and travelers on the road, and I imagine that there probably would be. Maybe, in fact, that's what it is. You sort of almost pulling yourself away from this horrific tree, Primula. You stumble back a little bit, and you stumble into the campfire, and as you turn around, there is this beautiful little brass button with an acorn on it, and that is very clearly hobbit make. And it's in the fire, and it's this, your hand almost like wraps around it as you put your hand to steady you, and it's like, oh my god, but this is awful. And that's why you get the 2 shadow points, I think. But you are still in control of yourself. Like, you've been scared, like this is a horrible thing, but you're not like suddenly panicked and running around screaming or anything like that. You are still in control of yourself. Yeah. And there are scattered debris of farmers' belongings and things like that as well. It looks like there might be tracks all around you, but it's hard to tell because it's soft earth, and there seems to be lots of activity that's gone on around here. You can see that there is a trail that leads to the north, and you think you can see what looks like caves in the hills to the north there, and then there is also the tower across the river. And again, that tower is dilapidated and broken, but I think you can definitely see that there is evidence. There's like a crudely built ladder that's been sort of leaned up against the side of that tower. Okay. And that's what you see.
How sort of close am I to that tower now? Am I close enough to be able to see like signs of life if anybody's like keeping watch or anything?
That would have to be, I would say.
I'm happy to roll for it.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if that is awareness. Awareness is a hero's readiness to react and the ability to notice something unexpected, out of the ordinary, or difficult to detect. Versus scan. Player heroes can use the scan skill when examining something closely or attentively. Okay, I'll say an awareness roll then, because you're not doing this closely. You're doing this at sort of a distance. So give me an awareness roll to see if you notice anything about the tower.
Ugh.
Don't forget it's high. It's noon, right? You're like peering up to the tower, but the sun is so bright. You're actually kind of struggling to see anything in detail. Yeah.
Okay, I think with that, she'll probably make her way back.
What do your hobbit eyes see?
What do your hobbit eyes?
Bugger all.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So just as like Magnar, you're sort of like panicking and realizing that Primula's not there.
Hang on, I want to hear the role play of them panicking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very, very much like, either way, we should gonna... Lass, where did she go? Primula!
I saw old hobbits. Oh my god.
Did they take her? They didn't take her. And I think honestly, Magnar is
getting ready to like run in,
like ready to run in and charge. Yeah, literally, hand on axe immediate. Let's not pretend the axe wasn't already out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. That's
true. He's ready to rush in at anyone who tried to take to Primula.
So I think that's just as he's doing that, Primula. That's when you've like snuck your way back in, basically.
Yeah, I'm back.
Where have you been?
I just went to look.
Just went to look. Well, there could have been so many of them.
Well, there weren't.
And you would have gone alone, and you would have been hurt.
I was hidden. It was fine.
Mr. Bilbo would have been so upset with me.
Calm down, Master Dwarf. It's okay. What did you see, Primula?
Look, I'm sorry, okay?
Just be careful. You gotta be careful.
It was empty mostly, but there was bones and blood, and it looked like they'd been ransacking farms and bringing stuff back here and going through it, and it's a mess. And there's
looters. Disgusting.
I think she would have kept that button.
A little hobbit button.
Maybe, and I think maybe she'd like show it at that point.
You see this little hobbit hand just hold up this burnt, scorched bronze button with a little acorn on it.
And she just looked a bit sad.
Seeing that, Huffer weirdly just like kind of goes back into Narandir mode in a sense.
Snaps him out of it, right? Like it's like, I've got a job to do.
As in, like, he just realizes that like Primula has seen something that she shouldn't have seen, and he needs to just kind of deal with this now.
Fantastic. So we see this kind of change of expression come over Huffer, and he becomes the ranger. He becomes the reindeer.
I wouldn't say fully back, but there's definitely
a change, right? There's a change
some more
there.
Purpose in
He's
his
locking
case.
in.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do?
I think it's safe. Maybe. I couldn't see the tower. It was too bright. The sun went away.
I think Huffer would just now want to actually investigate said tower.
Okay.
And just have a proper look at
we
it
go to
himself.
the tower.
Yeah, my question there is where you guys currently are in like the fork in the road. You're kind of surrounded by trees and dense foliage. If you want to get a good look at that tower, you're probably going to need to step out into the clearing. Now, again, Huffer and Magnar can try to hide. You're just going to have a dice penalty on it. You're going to have a 1 dice penalty, and you're not going to get the bonus from the trail.
You do not want me to roll stealth. You do not.
But Huffer could try and do it himself, right? He could have Magnar hang back, and then Huffer moves out into the clearing to try and get a view on it. Or you can just go out into the clearing, guns blazing, and try and then look at it and see if there's anything there. It depends on how cautious you guys want to be.
I think Magnar is at the point where he's expecting battle sooner rather than later, but he would prefer to be on our terms. However, like, he did not like Primula going away because he saw in his mind immediately some goblin gets a lucky hit off and Primula goes down, and Magnar has failed his first serious mission just because he didn't keep track of it. So the idea of someone else going in without him now is not a positive one. So I think Magnar will very much be like, whatever we go together.
Just to give you some more options as well, I think that both Primula and Huffer, you would have realized that on the other side of these trees that you're currently at by the fork in the road, the river kind of cuts down, but there are thick reeds and rushes on the other side as well. So you could try and cross the river stealthily or quietly, and then you could approach the tower from that side if you wanted to, just as another option. Like, you guys can, anything you guys can see on the map, you guys can see, basically.
Would Huffer potentially be able to think back to the times he's been here in the past and think of any old ranger paths?
I would say that you've taken the ranger path that you knew, which is the one that led here. Yeah. You don't think that there's any more that are going to help you get from where you are now to the tower or to, wherever ahead of you, basically. You know that this split in the road. What I probably would say is that Huffer, looking down to the left and that animal trail, like that, if you wanted to go north towards the cave, you could go down that way and it would keep you obscured from the tower. But it definitely is like the kind of place where an ambush might be likely. There could be traps laid. It could be just dangerous footing. There could be like fallaways or like, it would be a much more treacherous path, but it would be the hidden path to take if you went left through the hills and the woods.
Magnar is definitely saying, let's go as a group. Let's go as a group. Let's go to the tower. We just gotta hope, darkness is not, what's the word I'm looking for? That Sauron is basically against us, but we hope that the light is with us and we aren't gonna be immediately seen. And if we are, so be it. We're here to kill them anyway. Let's just hope, basically.
Well, Primula saw the fire pit too, and I think she would bring that up and say, like, it looks like they were awake late last night. They probably are sleeping, like you said.
Okay,
I think that's more likely.
Master Dwarf, I'll take the lead. Prim, get between us. Magnar,
I'll cover the rear.
Cover the rear. Look after Prim.
Of course.
And I think we make our way to the tower.
Cool. So no stealth. You're just going to kind of like gun forward, basically. All right.
Pretty much
you
straight
guys
out to the open. Like, obviously, if there is a path that is slightly more hidden, we probably take that. But not really. Like,
assuming you're going to make your best effort, but like, eventually you are forced to step out into the open, past the hills.
I think basically we have no other option. Like, there's no perfect path to the tower that doesn't go out in the open. So we're gonna have to.
You step out into the clearing, and you all see the same thing as Primula. You see the horrific, gruesome work of orcs. And I think for Magnar and Huffer, the two of you are well experienced enough that Magnar, you would know that orcs absolutely, they eat meat and they will happily eat people and hobbits and animals and whatever they can get their hands on. And that's
seeing this now, Magnar's like extra frustrated that Primula went and had to see that alone without any of us there.
I think she's making a point of not really looking at it as well.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Primula, because you were the first one, you the other two are prepared mentally because you sort of told them what to expect, so they don't need to make the roll here.
That's good.
But what I will say is, Huffer, I'm not going to have you roll for this because you're a ranger, you're a Dunedain, right? You can immediately tell from the tracks, just as you begin making your way into this clearing, that this area gets a lot of traffic with orcs and wolves. There are also what appear to be drag marks. Somebody that was struggling, or maybe a couple of persons that were struggling, have been dragged to the north, basically, from this location. It looks like they were brought in on the broken wagon along with all the farmers' goods that you see scattered around. And you can see that this is like proper, like they've looted a farmhouse, basically. But it looks like one or two people were dragged north, and they were alive at the time. You can see like where they've knocked branches, and the scuff marks on the ground look like they've been struggling. The other thing I would like is from everybody now, as Prim, you are kind of re-entering the scene, is an awareness roll.
Okay.
All of us? Okay.
Everybody.
I ain't gonna notice shit.
My rolls are trash.
Oh my god, poor Primula. Like you're rolling the same amount of dice in many cases.
I know.
And Magnar gets a bloody Gandalf rune. Okay, so Primula, I think your eye is just drawn to this horrific thing that you've seen before, maybe to the campfire, and you almost can hear the roaring fires, and a little shiver goes down your body. Magnar and Huffer, you are ready. You're prepared for this. And you both glance up to the tower and sort of shield your eyes. And you see a glint of metal in that top of that tower. And you see something kind of shift as you've made quite a lot of noise kind of arriving here, just like the sounds of Magnar's armor and things like that. And
handle the axe.
There is, you see up in the tower, at the top of the tower, a very miserable goblin with a bow is like just sort of almost not coming awake, but is just sort of like looking in your direction, and sort of you see each other at the same time. And you see this look of panic run through this goblin, and rather than pulling an arrow on the bow, begins to reach for something at its belt.
That's a horn.
Let's get a shot off as soon as we can.
So what I'm going to say here, you also would notice that the bridge over the river that leads to the tower, the bridge on this right-hand side, it is old and decrepit. It's a stone bridge, but the section in the middle has collapsed into the river itself, and there is a good-sized gap that you would need to leap over if you wanted to cross that bridge. But basically, what do you guys do here? We're not going to go into a full combat because it's only the one enemy, but if you don't deal with them now, they are probably going to sound that horn unless you do something
Anyone
about
who has a bow at the ready, get shooting. Sadly, mine is packed in my backpack, so my hands are full with axe and shield.
I think that it makes sense. It makes sense that Prim wasn't looking because she already tried to look up there, and she's just looking at the fort.
You've been sort of snapped to attention.
I'm immediately
if they say, then she will try.
Yeah.
She's like, okay. And I think she would have had a bow out anyway, so...
Sure. I think if anyone didn't have the weapon out, Magnar would have, prodded them to,
absolutely.
Make sure you're ready.
Yes.
Because Magnar is, it's like battle. It's right there, so close. Any second battle, basically.
Yes.
So, she would try and shoot.
I think if you just make a roll with your bow, and I'm just going to do this at your base difficulty. I'm not going to do this modified by the goblin, because the goblin is sort of, panicked as well. So you should just be able to make a base roll with your bow.
Come on, Kirsty, if there was ever a time.
Oh my god, please.
You could spend a point of hope if you wanted to.
Should I use a hope? I think I will. Let's just stop burning through the hope. I'm getting all these shadow points. I may as well. Oh my god.
Oh, the two.
No.
Oh, Primula. Poor Primula's going to come through, man. I'm telling you, there's going to be this moment. She's having a terrible time.
She's young.
Your hands are shaking, and as you fire the arrow, it bounces off the stone of this decrepit keep, and the arrow does not strike true. Huffer and Magnar, what are you guys going to do?
seeing that we've been spotted, I think the best thing to do is to get inside the tower before, like, because I think Magnar is making the connection Warhorn, like, immediately, right?
Yeah.
So at this point on, I'm rushing towards the tower, which means leaping over the bridge if need be.
Yeah. What about Huffer? Just if you're doing the same thing, then you can both do the same check. But if you're doing anything different, okay. Yeah. So can I get an athletics check from both of you?
Oh,
okay. There we go.
Natural sprinter dwarf. Come on.
It's a success for Magnar.
Let's see.
Poor Prim, she's so hungry.
I'm so hungry. I mean, they're leaving me behind. I think I'd have to run after him as well.
And it's a success for Huffer. So the two of them, you go sprinting along. You leap over this decrepit, broken bridge. You land on the other side and begin like storming your way into this keep. The keep is the tower. Really, it's about 3 stories. You know, it's kind of like a ground floor, and then there would have been once a sort of middling floor for storage or something like that, and then the outpost, like the lookout at the very, very top. The interior stairs have broken away long ago, and now 2 crude orc-made ladders kind of connect the 3 floors. You can see that on the ground floor, there is like again, one of these stinking, disgusting wolf pelts, and like old candles that have been burnt down to nubs, scattered around. It looks like maybe a guard is sometimes positioned on this ground floor, but it doesn't appear to be one here right now. As you reach the bottom, you can see the sort of shadowy shape of the goblin up above, fumbling at its belt for this horn. I am going to make I'm just going to make a manual roll here because I want to see what this goblin, if this goblin is able to like properly raise the alarm, basically.
Very quickly,
yes.
I think Prim would probably have run after Huffer and Magnar.
Okay, I'm going to say that taking the shot. I'm going to say you taking the shot is enough time that you get to the bridge, but you've not had time to try and make that jump across yet. All right, so you're at the bridge. We'll say that. Let me just get up some stats for a goblin archer here. Let me have a look at this guy. Okay. He is quite cunning. So I think I'm going to spend a point of hate on my goblin here to give him an extra D6.
Actually, wasn't this guy a particularly stupid goblin?
No, this one's actually distinctively cunning. Distinctively cunning.
And he's just super joyful. He wouldn't spend hate. Like what?
And also his horn broke. So
I'm going to say
actually when the arrow flew up there,
it split the horn. Yeah,
just like Boromir. I was blind also.
Now, if you'd hit that, maybe that'd be the case. Listen, I'm going to roll this. It's going to be 1d12 plus 2d6, and I'm going to set a difficulty of... what difficulty should I set for this? I'm going to say 14. If I get a 14 or more... If I get a 14 or more, he gets the horn out and manages to blow it loud and clear enough that it's probably going to be heard. If I don't roll that, he's going to fumble it hard, have the horn in his hands, but like he fucks up blowing it or like, you know, doesn't do it in time before you guys get to act again. Okay.
Roll like me, Mr. Goblin.
This is very much me making up a rule here because I don't think that I'm normally supposed to roll for these things, but I want to see what happens in this case. So I'm going to roll this and I'm looking for
7. 12?
12? It's not enough. It's not enough. So he pulled this little goblin. I got a warning boss. And like kind of like absolutely flubs blowing this horn, which is going to give you guys maybe enough time because you guys are going to have to make some checks here. So Kirsty, you are on the other side of the bridge. You've not shot yet, but all 3 of you get to act again, right? So for Huffer and Magnar, it is going to be another athletics check to try and climb these ladders.
Before Magnar goes away, Magnar, can you help me cross the bridge? Can you be there to catch me, please? Because I'm going to fail and fall in the river.
Oh no! Okay. I feel
like she'd get to the gap and see you 2 running away and be like, Huffer! No, Huffer, you're gonna Magnar!
Yeah. I think Magnar has been like, gotta get that goblin. And then as he's running, he's realizing, Primula, like she's not with me, and so like it kills him to not run in, but he's like I'll go, I'll get Prim, and he's getting ready to like jump, last jump.
Yeah, Huffer did not have any reservations. He kept running.
Yeah. I think Magnar is
run away, Primula, but then they run away.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a little bit just killing him because like gotta get that goblin. But his job, it's what he was sworn to do to protect Primula. He already felt like a heart leap into his chest, like up in his throat when she was gone for a second. It's like I can't leave her behind. So I'm staying to make sure that you're okay.
Okay. So I believe this counts as getting help from an ally. I'm just trying to remember how is that like a hope point that you have to spend, or do you just do it?
Support from a companion is a dice I can click.
Yes. Let me check my appendices. This is the problem of when you learn a brand new system. It's just like so many extra bits.
There's a lot of things to look up. Yeah. Hopefully this doesn't mean we lose out on the goblin, but
very good,
yeah, no. This is what
you'll lose out on a lot more if I get swept away by the river.
Very true, very true.
So I have found it. It's called support, and I'm looking it up now. I've actually gone past it. So bonus success die. Support. A player hero may make an effort to help another member of the company who's making a skill roll. To do so, the supporting character may spend a point of hope to let the active hero gain a dice. So it costs Magnar a hope, which means that you can also spend a hope, Primula, as well, because it doesn't count. It would count.
Would you like to spend
burning this hope? Well, I don't want you to drown in the river, of course, but like.
I've been rolling tons of dice and failing, so this might not help, but I'll try.
Now, do you think...
I love low numbers.
If you do spend a point of hope, Primula, is there a distinctive trait that you can make an argument for to help Garrigan,
I'm very eager to get over this bridge.
I mean, I think that eager means that you put your whole heart into things, right? So, like, you're not just going to half-ass jump this. You are going to throw yourself, like, to try and get across it. So I would say that would count. I'm going to allow that to count.
I think she really wants to stay with the others and help as well, like not just be like useless.
Exactly. You want to be helpful. So I think when you do the hope, make sure you click the inspired box. That should give you an extra d6 as well.
Yeah.
And then you get the.
And I will help as well.
Me, Magnar? Okay.
Yeah, I'll help. I want to make sure.
Point of hope from both of you.
Okay, I get 4d6 here, please.
Oh, Gandalf rune! Yeah, didn't even need it. Didn't even need it.
I thought the hope was wasted, but still.
It was wasted, but it was fine.
It was great, but
I think the Gandalf rune without the hope.
We still get that moment though, right? Magnar grabs the wrist, sort of pulls you up on the last bit.
I like grab you,
but it's a clean jump.
Go, and then just rushing, because I'm still on track. Like obviously Huffer is ahead of me now, and it's up to him.
So that's what I'm gonna say.
But I'm still very much after the goblin.
I'm gonna say that Magnar, because you've helped Prim across, right? You can still make an athletics check, but you're only going to be able to get up to the middle floor. You're not going to be able to make it all the way up to the goblin. Whereas Huffer, what I'm going to tell you is if you make the check, you'll get to the next floor. If you get an extra success, you'll get all the way up to the goblin, because you got to go up 2 flights of these like ladders, right?
That's fine.
So if you get an extra success, Huffer, and I'll say the same for you, Magnar. Actually, if you get extra successes, you can kind of go up an extra level. But you need an extra one, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you need 2 to get to the top.
Oh, that's gonna be rough. But here we go.
It's gonna be rough to do. But athletics check from both of you, please.
Do it.
He's got the 1 success.
Very good.
Yeah, it's 1 success at least.
You definitely are going to get up and be in, like, I'd say maybe, like, you could try and throw your axe or something like that.
If I get an angle, I'll absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see what Huffer does
this
first.
This feels like, we'll wait for Huffer first.
I'm debating on whether I spend my.
You gotta be careful, man. You're down a lot.
I mean, but also, if this goblin sounds the alarm, it's probably going to be pretty bad.
A lot of bad things can happen here, guys.
Yeah.
Now listen, how many shadow points do you have, dude?
I have 2. I have 2.
Only 2.
Only
easy
2.
baby numbers.
Easy baby numbers.
Okay.
Okay, dude.
Okay, dude.
Now, of course, I would also argue that I am very stern in my belief that I should get to the top floor, and I'm very secretive.
How does stern and I'm afraid I'm not seeing how stern and secretive applies on that one. Eager I can buy. I'm pretty generous with these, by the way. Like I'm like eager to jump across a bridge. Yeah, I'll allow it. I'm stern, so I go up ladders faster. No.
It's worth a try.
It was worth a try. It was a fair
He's gonna
cop,
walk
but
up to the goblin and be like,
no inspired required for you, mate.
Blow that horn.
Exactly.
You stop that.
Okay, here we go.
So, but you do get to add the normal hope.
Oh,
Yikes, it's just a normal success. So I'd say the two of you get to that middle floor. But so you've kind of, Magnar, you've literally thrown and like pulled yourself up, not even using the ladder.
Rushed. Yeah.
But the two of you get to that point, but it's just not enough time. It looks like the goblin's he's like bringing the horn up once more to try and blow on his lips. The only thing I'm going to say is I don't think throwing a two-handed sword would work, but I would let Magnar throw his axe because it's like a single-handed axe, right?
My dagger?
If you have a dagger, I'd say you could throw a dagger. Yeah. I'd say you could throw the dagger.
I think it's like just climbing up, reaching, seeing something, realizing I won't have time, and just like I'll try throwing it.
Yeah. So
I throw my dagger first.
I think there's a slight absolutely go for it first.
So the other thing I'm going to say is on the axe throw, take a penalty d6 because it's not meant to be thrown like that. But the dagger is pretty much meant to be thrown. So I'd say the dagger you can throw normally.
So how do
and I believe that's brawling. You use the brawling stat.
Oh, is this a stat roll or a weapon roll?
Yes,
Okay.
so use the combat proficiency, so you can click on brawling or axes, and it'll be a d6 penalty for Magnar.
I will roll with the penalty. Here we go.
Yeah, because this isn't a proper combat where this is like this one goblin archer, right? Oh!
Okay, well, let's see what would have happened for me.
No. I'm gonna say on that on the Eye of Sauron, by the way, Huffer, you throw this dagger, it sails out on the other side and it lands in the river and is gone.
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
that's fair.
But that's fine because Magnar, you are here. Your father was once known as the bane of goblin kind. You are not about to let this archer ruin your great conquest here. You pull back, the axe flies through the air, flying true, head over head, and then eventually it just sinks itself into the chest of this goblin all the way up to its throat. It splits the horn in two as he was raising it to his lips. He falls to the ground absolutely dead, cutting him off before he could sound the alarm.
I think Magnar gets this rush of joy when he sees it, but is still very much climbing up. Number one, to make sure he's dead. Number two, to check on his axe. This was his father's axe. Yeah, he wants to make sure nothing bad happens.
I mean, imagine if you had rolled the Eye of Sauron there, right? I would have just done the same thing. I would have been in the river, dude. Make your way up there. The goblin is twitching, but that's only because the axe is halfway into its spine from the front. It's like you pull it out free. It's coated in blackened goblin blood.
Out, step on the horn, that sort of thing,
And you can see that up here, I would say that once you guys kind of have the time to sort of adjust, you can see that there's, two dirty pelts. They've created like a very simple shelter from the sun up here as well. But it looks like there's normally two guards stationed up here, but maybe because it's the day, there's only the one. And this goblin looked pretty miserable when you guys all saw him as well. The storeroom has been ransacked. It's really nothing more than like a few moldy boards and broken barrels. But yeah, you guys, the tower is very much like, it looks like these orcs and goblins were using it to keep an eye on probably the path that leads more towards Bree and the marshes rather than the path you've taken. It did look like it had a good open view of the clearing, but it's not designed for that. It's mainly looking at the path to and from
that's like a separate
river.
Bonus basically that they also can check there.
Yeah.
I think Huffer, having caught up with all this, he would. Is that the corpse of that goblin basically at the top of the tower?
Yeah.
Could I hide that corpse in the storeroom just to remove any traces?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could.
I think we just double check there's nothing on him that'll be a clue or whatever, and then Magnar will be quite happy to
Huffer is not concerned about that at the moment. He's just in survival mode, so he's just okay. We need to hide this.
So I think Huffer, you begin dragging the body down. It doesn't it has a really crude bow, very very crude, but with nasty looking arrows, a quiver of sort of about 10 nasty looking arrows. It has like a very crudely made jagged scimitar at its side. Doesn't really have much else. It's not really carrying like any notes or anything on it. You do notice that painted on its face, it has these red horn-like markings painted on its forehead going up into its hairline, and it wears necklaces of like animal teeth, like a lot of like wolf teeth. It has like deer antlers kind of embedded into its armor. There's a lot of like animal motifs. It's wearing like a very crude wolf pelt cloak. But as you begin dragging it, Huffer, you could try... The storeroom is quite open to the elements because it's like this tower is half dilapidated and the barrels are like wooden. But you could drag it down to the ground and then go find like a bush in the nearby hills, or you could also throw him in the river and like weigh him down with some stones, and then that would, hide the body perfectly.
I would want to hide him in the barrel.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, find like a half-broken barrel and sort of turn it away to the wall. Yeah, I'd say you could do that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be what Huffer would do. Like,
yeah, I take a look around the keep, and I'll actually also try to make use of, like, well, first of all, I check to see if Primula's on her way and if she's fine.
I think Prim shows up out of breath and sees Huffer shoving a goblin into a barrel and is like, "Oh, you got him." You're
like looking up at this second floor of you're like on the ground floor looking up, and you can just see Huffer like stuffing a goblin into half a barrel.
So,
I think Huffer would very much give credit where credit's due. It's like, not me, little bastard.
Primula, get up here. I could use your eyes.
Okay, I'll head up.
Sure.
So from this height, obviously in a designated lookout tower, Magnar's not the best at keeping an eye out, but he knows Primula is good at that. So, Primula, what do you see? Can you notice anything? Or do you think they might be? The cave seems likely. Assuming you see the cave, which I don't know if we do. But
you do.
I saw the cave as well.
Absolutely,
yeah.
So Primula saw it from there. You didn't get a good look at it from down in the campsite, but up here you can see that there is this. It looks like maybe it was an old mine or something like that from the outside, but it has long been abandoned. Long been abandoned. You would also notice that around the entrance, it looks like it was blocked up for a period of time, and then it's been broken open, and all the rocks have been sort of pulled and sort of scattered, and new wooden beams, very crude looking wooden beams, have been reinstalled, very ramshackle pieces of metal bolted onto to make them more sturdy and secure, quite hastily it looks like.
Okay. Okay, she'll probably say, yes, they're probably in there. It looks like they've been tampering with it. Maybe it was blocked up and they've opened it. Should we go in?
Could very well be. I think once we've got this goblin out of the way, I think it's sort of taking a look, yeah.
Cut to Huffer has finished stuffing this goblin into... I imagine it's like half of a barrel, and then he's gone and found like sort of a top, and like you've kind of covered it with the rest of it to make it look like it's like covered over.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Yes. Perfect. Yeah, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I guess, let's go where Primula said what we saw.
Sure.
Yeah, there's nothing else that I've seen on my little lookout.
I would say you would definitely... I mean, actually, from up here, no, there wouldn't be anything more that you can see.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you roll to cross the bridge because you're not under a time pressure here. You can kind of take your time. You can kind of shimmy along the side. Like, even though it's like collapsed in the middle, you can take your time and sort of shimmy along, but there's no way you could have done that to reach this goblin quickly, right?
Yeah.
So you make your way over, and then you begin making your way up in towards the caves. Along the way, Huffer and Primula, you do notice more of those tracks. A lot of tracks going into this place and a lot of tracks coming out. Again, more goblin-sized and wolf-sized tracks, but you do notice a couple of those footprints and tracks are definitely something a little bigger than a goblin. We're probably looking at like an actual full, orc, basically. And you can see that there are drag marks that lead this way as well, and the very, very strong sort of animal musk scent is coming from the caves as you begin to approach. There are old sconces, perhaps from when this used to be some sort of like crude mine, but there are no torches lit in them, and it is pretty dark once you sort of look down. The sun is still up high, and so light kind of goes into the tunnel for some distance, but when it begins to sort of dip down into the earth and stretch a bit further back, that light very quickly begins to diminish. What would you guys like to do?
They don't need any light, but we do. How does it work Dark Vision wise in this world?
Well, I don't believe there is such a thing, right? I think that even the dwarves would have like braziers and torches, and they used a lot of like very clever like sunlight funnels from like the sides of the mountain and stuff in the mountain homes. So I don't think that there is necessarily anything like that.
Elves can see better though.
You can see good in low light, I think. Yeah, and I think like hobbits have
not that any
still
of us are, but
but Primula has keen-eyed, right, as a trait, so you can see pretty well in low light. But you need some light. I would say that maybe you can see further down there is like a very, very faint flicker of light, but it's very, very dim. So it's either the choice of do you proceed and suffer the consequences of not being able to see very brightly, or do you want to strike up? And you guys have got things like torches in your packs and stuff if you want them.
Yeah,
that's no problem.
If there's a flicker of light further in, I think I will point that out as well, like quietly.
Yeah.
There is light in there.
Very dim.
Perhaps we could move over, but I worry we'll step on something in the dark.
I would say that the flickering light that you can see, it's coming from further down. It seems to be coming from two sources. It looks like maybe the cave splits up ahead. But the amount of light, it's like a really low fire. It's when you're at home in the Shire and the fire is like really like burnt down low, and there's just enough of that golden yellow light, the kind of coals and like the last few embers of the firewood, just enough for you to make your way up to bed, but not enough to really see anything in detail.
I suggest we strike up torches.
I think we have to.
I don't think it's worth risking stepping on something falling over or anything. Like, sure, we might lose out on some element of surprise, but
maybe
I'm bad enough at stealth anyway, to be honest. So
maybe if one of you does, then I can keep my hands free, so I have my bow.
Well, that's going to be the other question, right? Because Huffer uses a two-handed sword, and Magnar, you have an axe and a shield.
Oh, you have shields,
so, and that's going to be something where I'm going to be like, you have to. You're going to choose what you want to do hands-wise.
Put the torch in your mouth.
You can 3-sword style it like Zorro from One Piece. Not recommended. So what would you like to try and do with that? Because I think you can wield your sword one-handed, can't you, Huffer? I think it's a choice. You can use it one-handed.
Yes, it's a choice for me. So I'll
go one-handed.
Yeah.
Okay. You go like you're going full Strider mode, like on Weathertop, like torch in one hand, sword in the other.
Torch,
yeah, very cool.
Fight with both.
Yeah, you can use the torch to fight with if you would like. That would be a brawling roll instead.
Yeah.
And it would have some extra effects. Okay, so Huffer, you strike up a torch. You're the only one carrying one, I believe, at this point. Are you in front or are you at back?
I would be at the front. Yeah.
Okay. Could I please have from all of you a stealth roll with a -1 dice because of the torch that you've lit?
Oh, really?
-1, you go.
Here we go for me.
He might get a Gandalf rune, guys. He might get a Gandalf rune.
He might get a Gandalf rune.
He didn't.
That's a 2.
You could have added even more minuses.
Wow.
Okay, that counts for about all of us. she just.
Now, what I'm going to tell you for this is Huffer and Magnar. You are good. They're gonna know you're coming, right? Somebody's gonna know you're coming. Primula can choose whether she wants to, she can be like, you are hidden, Primula. Like you are Bilbo with the ring on, right? At this point, you're basically invisible. You move down this old work cave. It looks like a series of natural caves, and when I say it was a mine, this isn't like a dwarven cleverly worked mine. This is like a Breelander mine. Like they basically went through natural caves looking for veins and like outcroppings, right? They've not properly worked this. There's no lift. But as you begin making your way down, you would notice that the tunnel that you're currently following, it splits off to the to the west, and then a little bit further on, it then divides to the northeast, and both of those have dim lights coming from it. And as you begin to approach, you do hear something stirring. The passageway to the west is closer, and as you begin to approach it, you begin to hear kind of snuffling, as if and then also the stirrings of something else, as if something is being woken, roused from some sort of sleep.
Oh no.
I mean, I think if we can hear the possibility that they might be wakened, like, speed is better than care at this point. Like, we've already blown the aspect of stealth. Basically. Let's just go. Yeah. Okay. We at least might have a shot.
Stay as hidden as I can.
Stay as hidden as you can. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, absolutely, you do. So
I see the dwarf charge, and I just
follow. Just
and just
torch held high.
Instead of hobbits, I go dwarves.
You just charge in. The two of you burst into a large natural cave that does have what appears to be some sort of small stream flowing from the sort of northernmost wall. It sort of like runs through. This room has been divided into kind of two different sections, right? One half of the room is split off from the rest by a crude wood and wooden palisade like wall, like a fence wall that has been divided, and you can see that there are a couple of wolves inside that sort of fence pen that are very aware that you've come in, and sort of like, and they kind of look at you with their glowing yellow eyes as you burst in. They look starved. Their teeth are rolled back. You can see that there is like blood stains all over their fur. You can see that they have some wounds already. It looks like that they might have actually been beaten or like injured on purpose. And that makes a lot of sense when you see the other creature in the room, who has now fully stirred and is now awoken by the sound of this incoming dwarf and man, and has reached and grabbed his nearby weapons as an orc, not a goblin, but an actual orc, kind of, what is you? And then pulls out the weapon and he's like, I'm gonna gut you, as he draws himself and ready. And it almost looks like he's going to reach for the gate of these wolves that lead into it. You can see that hung up on the wall on crude spikes and rocky outcroppings, all sorts of crude orc weaponry has been stashed, nasty looking spears and axes and swords, a few battered and broken shields. This is the sort of beginning of an armory that they've got going on here. There's probably a small and like a crude stone like anvil, and a few other bits and pieces here, maybe some stored like foods and foodstuffs and things like that as well. But yeah, this is very much, as we jump in, we are gonna probably properly go into a combat encounter, I think, here.
Hell yeah.
So let me bring up the battle diagram and activate it to bring you all here.
This is what Magnar was born to do. Kill orcs.
So we have, so let me remove all of these previous ones that we had, because I forgot to do that. And I'm going to move all three of you guys into the middle there, if you don't mind. And then I'm going to bring into it, we have I'm going to delete this one as well, and then 2 wolves.
Wolves? That's Huffer's specialty.
Now, the wolves are currently behind a walled fence. So I'm going to move them off the diagram for now, because they can't really do anything while they're penned in. Well, in fact, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the wolves to the... I'm going to move them to the open section, but they're not going to be able to act just yet, right? They're basically trapped away, but as soon as they are. Then we've not done combat in a while, so I'm going to refresh myself on combat process. Oops, I just muted everything accidentally there. Okay. Do bear with me, everybody. Right. The onset of battle. Before combat even begins, the Lore Master should make sure that not all battles unfold in the same way. Well, I've done that. That's fine. Combat sequence. Opening volley. At the start of the battle, the sides involved in the confrontation are still separated by some distance. The Lore Master must now determine how many volleys to allow, if any at all, based on the circumstances of the fight, as defined in the onset. Well, I think that if Primula would like to reveal herself, she can make an opening volley here. But it would reveal yourself and you would actively join the combat. That's now, you're kind of like the wolves where like you don't have to be in this fight if you don't want to be.
Yeah. I think seeing the other two going in and being faced with this orc, I don't think she would stay and hide. I think she would just go straight for it and do an opening volley here. Okay, perfect. So let us set everybody. I'm going to do foes. In fact, actually, no, I'll move them into the standing back. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to say this is an ambush because your stealth rolls did not allow it, but this is, Primula gets the choice, basically. So, opening volley. I believe you just target, so, hang on. And use me bow?
Yeah, hang on. Let me start up a combat encounter.
Okay.
Has it not, how do I add you? Oh, goodness me, Foundry. Oh, no. How do I do it?
Wait. Right-click us and click the toggle combat state. That will put us in the list.
Yes. Excellent. Yes. Okay. So no opening volley from Magnar or
no
from Huffer, but Primula, we can do you. So yeah, if you pick one of you pick the orc, target them, and then you can make a roll.
Okie dokie. I did it.
You did it against the orc soldier. Yeah, great, and a great success as well.
Very nice.
Great success.
Great success.
So I can choose, right? Was it I can choose.
Does it bring it up? It should bring it up and say you can choose. Yes,
perfect.
So you can choose what action you would like from that.
Pierce or a heavy blow.
Because did you roll high enough to get a pierce? Oh,
I think so. It's giving me the options.
Oh, because you rolled an 8, I believe you can select pierce, and that increases your pierce rating, I believe, as you do so. So
is that a good thing to do, or would the heavy blow be better?
Let's have a check. Pierce. So you hit a less protected part of the adversary's body. Spend 1 success icon to modify the feat die by +1 if using swords or +2 if using bows. So it would become a pierce. When you do a piercing blow, I then have to make a protection roll. If I fail it, I receive a wound, and these creatures are likely to be killed by a single wound.
Oh my goodness.
So it's basically like scoring. You're like the hit goes straight through, and I have to rely on my armor to save me. Otherwise, I'm a goner, basically.
I gotta try. If I can take him out, that would be really good.
Absolutely, that'd be so cool.
All right. I'm pressing the button.
You're pressing the button. Time. Is it Prince time? So my test is against a 14. And in fact, I think if I click on that, orc soldier, yes, protection roll. Now I do get 2 extra d6 on this, and I've got to be a 14.
Oh.
Will I do it?
No.
Yeah,
that's gonna do it. I'm afraid.
Good.
So
that's okay.
Now here's a question for myself. Do you do? In addition to the cost, to the loss of endurance points. So what's the damage on your bow normally? 3 points of damage. So I do still take 3 points of damage on Le Orc.
Le Orc.
Le Orc. Where's is there a quick damage?
I think that is already in the chat. Says Primula attacks soldier using bow.
Oh yes, if I click it, maybe. No.
If not, I think you just...
I think I have to manually do it.
Yeah, then you just right-click the orc and you take -3 and...
Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Thank you. I'm getting used to Foundry as well. So the arrow thuds in and it scrapes, you aim for a chink in this orc's crude metal plate, but he manages to sort of turn it at the last side, like, where's you come from, you little git? I'm gonna chop you all up. Come on, wolves. And is definitely looking to be in a pretty nasty mood. So that is the opening volley. And then we go into combat proper. So close combat. So you guys need to change your stance. So remember, the stances in this, you have 3 close combat stances: forward, open, and defensive. Forward, you get a bonus to your attack rolls, but every enemy gets a bonus on their attack rolls against you as well. And then open is neutral. You get no penalties, but you also don't get any bonuses. And then defensive is it's harder to hit you, but you are also at a disadvantage on your attacks. And then you have rearward, which is you can make ranged attacks, provided the enemy doesn't outnumber you or they don't have some sort of special ability to get to you anyway. And then there are special things you can do in each of these roles as well, which are like special things that you can do. But for the purposes of this, you guys are probably just going to.
Am I okay to stay in rearward for the time being? When
Absolutely.
They outnumber, does it need?
They have to outnumber you like 2 to 1, basically.
Okay.
So, for example, if say like these wolves get out and each of them engage Huffer and Magnar, the orc is then free to come and attack you because there's nobody to like block him, basically. So as long as you've got an ally in front of you and there aren't enough enemies to overwhelm you, then they can do that, right? But right now the wolves are in their pen, so they have to be loosed before they're any threat to anybody.
Okay. I will stay here then for the time being.
Okay. Why are you guys still showing up as your bows? Do I have to set you? Yes, you're still set. So you're both in forward. So you can.
Yes.
I'll do that for both of you.
I think this is very much kill as fast as we can, so get as much offense as fast as possible here.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes. So the orc is going to have to match, I believe. I think it has to kind of like match you in the stance. They don't really have their own stances. Stances is only for you guys. They don't get any benefits or anything from that because it's decided by what stance you're in, but they do have to engage you. I'm just checking something because I believe that you get a bonus. More player heroes than enemies. Player heroes in close combat stance choose an unengaged adversary face from amongst those introduced by the lore monster as eligible targets. If there are not enough free enemies to engage player heroes, yada yada yada. No, I don't think that there's necessarily a benefit.
Do we have any combat music, by the way?
Oh yes, thank you. Sorry.
Yes.
Well remembered. This is why it's good to play with people that know what they're doing with Foundry. And then play. Are you playing?
No, not at the moment.
Why are you not playing?
Why is it being? Sometimes it's weird. There we go. Yes.
Perfect. Excellent. So the way this is going to work, by the way, because you guys have kind of got the drop on them, if you kill this orc before his turn, he can't open the gate. If you don't, he gets to basically just turn around and with his sword, he's just going to chop the gate open and these wolves are going to attack. So you guys have both chosen the forward stance.
Yes.
So which means you're going to get bonuses. You could also choose to intimidate foe if you would like. But we go to the top round and it's basically a choice between you. So either Huffer or Magnar can go first.
I'll rush in for sure.
I had a feeling that
I feel it makes the most sense. It makes the most sense.
This feels like kind of like Magnar's moment he's been waiting for. So like I can 100% see him just being pumped full of adrenaline and just
absolutely
charging in.
Yes.
Now, enemy lore is more out of combat than in combat.
I would say so. Yeah. Or you are? Is this for being inspired? Are you thinking more?
I'm thinking in terms of being inspired and like trying to like really like, aha, I know these orcs. Yeah, I'm basically asking, can I have a D6? But I'm totally okay if it's meant to be more for knowing stuff, basically.
I'm gonna say it's more for knowing stuff for now. That could be wrong, but I'm gonna argue that on this.
That makes sense to me. So
I'm really eager to kill this orc.
Yeah.
And also, secretly, Huffer wants to kill. So yeah. Anyway, here we go. All right,
just look at it very sternly. All
right, so
you rush in, Magnar, axe raised. You've already spilt goblin blood today.
So this should be automatically added. The fact that
you
I'm
are in combat stance, so it should add it.
Yeah.
Yes, it should automatically.
All right, let's see what happens. No.
I
don't think it, for what it's worth, I don't think it added anything because I have 3 dice normally.
Oh, did it not? Maybe you.
Something?
Yeah, it's very interesting. Let me. I do that. So if you did,
I think I have Sauron. I fail anyway, right? But
yes.
or yeah. I mean, I don't know. Would it be a difference if I hit? I don't think it does, but yeah.
Yeah, we might need to check that. You might need to add it manually. I thought it would do it automatically. I thought it did last time.
Yeah, I thought so too, but yeah, maybe not. But yeah, like with an ISR, I think even if I roll a 6, it's an 11.
Yes.
So I don't think that's enough.
Even it's not going to be enough, unfortunately. So I think that this is, as you go to fight, there is dim light from Huffer's torch and the coals burning in like a small brazier to the side, but it's still quite dark. And this creature knows, it sort of lunges towards Huffer, who brings the torch back, which kind of temporarily like flares your vision. And as you swing, you just unfortunately, he just manages to avoid it ever so slightly.
I think I expect that he's going immediately for the rope, so I like try to predict him, but he shifts a little bit to like go for Huffer, and I'm like, I wasn't ready for that, and so that is just enough to make a miss.
Yeah, weirdly. So you did definitely target him, did you? Because like I've just gone to make. Oh, did you still have the penalty dice from throwing your axe?
No, I double checked to make sure that wasn't the case. It's set to 0.
Oh,
I haven't
weird.
clicked support from Canyon. I haven't clicked thing. It's not favored because it's just a combat roll.
Because Huffer's is definitely adding it, which is weird.
I don't
know. We'll have to check that one. Well, we know we can always manually do it.
Yeah, I'm just checking again. No, it's still only 3. Okay, anyway, it's some weirdness.
We ignore that. So Huffer.
That would have been a nicer roll, but that didn't happen, sadly. That's what Magnar hopes would have happened, but it didn't. Yeah.
Huffer.
Yes. So I'm trying to target it, but nothing's happening.
It might be because I've already done it for you.
Press T?
Yes, mouse over and press T. And then you can use there's like the little cheat sheet at the top where it's got like skills, combat, stats and stuff. If you hover over that, it should have your equipped weapon up there as well.
Yeah, so I have my longsword. It is 2-handed.
So what that will change, I think, is if you do a piercing roll, it changes the difficulty of basically that. So I think if we go to your weapon, and I'll edit it there. Okay, I have now changed it to single-handed, but I don't know if that's updated yet.
Still just says longsword 2-handed.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it drops the injury rating to a 16, so we can just try and manually remember that. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. That was a weak roll to begin with, but hey,
but it is a success. It is, but it's only just barely a success. Your longsword scrapes along the side of this orc soldier, but it is not enough to slay them, unfortunately.
Prim, this is your moment.
Oh.
This is it.
Yeah, it is. Basically, it's going to come down to Prim here.
Okay.
It is your shot in the rearward stance, and then it goes to the enemies.
Well, I guess I'm shooting this guy with my bow. I think I got it.
Ooh.
Oh,
Great success.
It's a great success.
Okay, I'm gonna try the pierce again.
Oh,
Okay.
So let me have a look. Yeah, you could do that. So if you select pierce, that will become a piercing shot. So you're gonna do 3 damage.
Okay.
Now I will tell you, he's got enough endurance that if I survive this, if I make this protection roll, he's still up.
But if you fail the success roll, he dies?
If I fail the protection roll, he is slain instantly.
Okay. He's wounded.
It was the moment.
Yes.
Magnar's strike just doesn't quite connect, but then Huffer, it's not the best strike. It kind of grazes along his armor, but you manage to like cut some of the straps of this thick, kind of crudely made iron plate free, Huffer, and a piece of it kind of swings loose. And Primula, that's your moment as you loose the bow, as Wendell Proudfoot once did many, 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 many years ago. The arrow flies true and thuds into this orc and slams to the ground, defeated.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
As they are.
And if they turn back to Prim, she's got like eyes wide, just like.
Good job, Prim.
Dead.
I think Huffer just looks around and like what the fuck?
Now the wolves are snarling and they begin to sort of bark and howl, kind of like howling, and you can hear that noise is beginning to reverberate through. But looking around, the wolves, they are starving hungry, and they probably begin to throw themselves at this like wooden wall, trying to get out, and even looking at it to see if they can jump over. I'm going to
Can we
on.
throw the corpse of the orc at the wolves?
Yeah, give them some food.
You know what? Absolutely. So Huffer, you grab this orc, and with all your strength, you like heave it over the fence.
Yeah,
and
I help it like.
the two of you just you throw it. These wolves immediately lose all interest in you and begin eating this orc.
Oh my god.
And I think that's going to end the encounter because they have no more reason to want to get to you or fight you.
Fantastic.
So yes.
The doggos get some food. Yay! Happy times.
Happy
Nothing
time.
dark about that at all.
However, as you are in here and the wolves
Does there
begin
have to be a
to
however?
eat away, you hear the sound of steel and iron scraping against each other as something deeper in this cave begins to marshal, and you hear like, we must be under attack, get ready, you maggots, as you begin to hear the sound of armored forces making their way in your direction. But that is where we're going to bring this episode of A Glimpse of Shadow to an end.
Oh dear.
As you dive into and are nearly finished sorting out Nell's Hollow, but that is going to be us for today.
Oh boy.
Big clap.
Big clapper. And yeah, we'll leave you on this combat screen because you're going to be jumping straight into a new fight. And
More orcs.
There is also a little bit of out of game. You were 100% right that during the day, all of these orcs come in to sleep here, but that does mean that their numbers have been bolstered. And as they've been alerted, there's going to be more of them than there perhaps would have been had you had managed to sneak in undetected, or if you had come during the evening time.
Trust me, with me
benefits.
around, no such thing as undetected. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Well, also, like, I don't think you guys, like, you had a distinct advantage coming up on that wolf pit as well, because again, the wolves were in the pen. They're not like out on patrol and things like that. And lots of other, and like there was going to be more guards
Upsides
at the
and
watchtower and
downsides in
stuff.
both.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But very well handled. Some excellent RP, excellent like little building moments there. I'm so glad that Prim got that final shot off. I felt that was so needed.
That was great.
And then the
Or
epic.
Prim, it's not.
I can roll in combat.
You can,
Yeah.
like
No
you.
other time.
Well. Let's not talk about the very first combat though.
Yeah, true.
It swings and roundabouts, and then that excellent epic axe throw from Magnar as well at the end.
That
there
felt
as well.
cool.
That was very cool.
Get that
It was
landed.
Very cool. But yeah, thank you guys. That is going to bring us to the end of this episode of A Glimpse of Shadow. Do go and check out if you really if you love Middle Earth, if you love Lord of the Rings. I cannot recommend this system enough. I think it's really good. It really captures the vibe of Middle Earth a little bit more than say trying to play in like 5th edition or something like that. I think that the way the skills work, the way the hope works, the way the journey rules work, it actually really lends itself very well to Middle Earth and the adventures therein.
I think sometimes
you were about to say, man, if you like what you see here, go check out
the
Lord of the Rings.
Kickstarter. Check out Lord of the Rings.
Check out Lord of the Rings.
Check out Lord of the Rings.
Go watch that.
Maybe check out this thing called Lord of the Rings. It's a famous movie. Yeah.
Oh my god, this
No,
music.
I was thinking, it's really noticeable sometimes when a system has been designed specifically for a specific setting that it really rather than trying to do like, oh hey, like we are playing 5th edition, we are playing Pathfinder, let's jam it into Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Like, this is designed specifically to be in Lord of the Rings.
Because it also does that great thing of like, you're playing Pathfinder 5th edition, and let's be honest, like combat's pretty like you can take a beating and it doesn't really matter. You can be hit like a million times, it doesn't matter. In this, like like I can hit you and it's like that's pretty bad. If I take another one of those, that's really scary. You know,
fatigue and the weary and the stuff.
The shadow points, like just like Primula, like 4 shadow points, and that hopes what you're at 12. If you keep spending it, it's going to go down. And the fact is, as well, is like you guys clear out Nell's Hollow. You're probably going to go straight on to the next adventure. You're probably not going to get like a visit down to Bree and have a nice, couple of weeks to chill out. You know what I mean? So I feel it builds that kind of like that sense that you get in the movies of like, like when they're doing the travel to Helm's Deep and like everyone thinks Aragorn's dead and he's making his way and it's weary and it's desperate. And then everybody recovers and you're like, it's kind of got that vibe to it. Yeah.
It really does capture it really well. Like the feeling of Lord of the Rings. It's so good.
But thank you very much for playing with me. And also, just now that this is, we're kind of at the end there. Aelwolf, thank you very much for the 10 gifted. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. That's it. But yeah, thanks, guys. Feel free to head off. I'm going to quickly chat with chat, and then I will see you all soon. Thanks, guys.
See you later, pal.
See you later, pal.
Next week it's on Thursday.
Oh,
right?
yes. Yeah. So next week it will be Thursday. We're going to be doing One Ring. So I've got a High Rollers pre-record on Wednesday next week. So it will be on Thursday at the same time, 7 p.m. next Thursday.
Cool. See you there, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye. Cheers. Bye.